Hello, I'm Ellis Marcel. My friends call me L, and if you're here, you probably saw my first animatic and my latest complete animation centered around Western anime-inspired designs of Big Broccoli Lady and Spidey Boy. If you haven't noticed, about 15 to 20 hours of my work from my last animation is playing behind me. I once again did every single visual aspect of this 27-second clip. Very happy with it. Luckily, multiple months of prep weren't needed for this one, since I already had a base head model for Big Green, but I knew I was going to be adding more frames, so I started working on her turnaround in order to keep her on model throughout the whole scene. You can see at one point in the time-lapse, I started building the model off the rough animation before taking it into my character design project file. The only reason I didn't do this for Spider-Man is because he's not a part of the central cast for the whole thing, and is only meant to be in the Obligatory Spider-Man episode if I could ever do this with Marvel. You can see I bring in 3D models a couple times throughout the process as reference, since it helps me catch little details I might not notice in my own reference video. I can't stress enough, by the way, how important it is to record yourself and act scenes out if you want your characters to feel alive when you're animating them. I'm still trying to get better at it, but I genuinely can't imagine trying to animate this without using my own body and having what looks like a schizophrenic episode in my bedroom. I hadn't yet received voice lines from either Solid JJ or Casey at this point, so I did what any decent animator aware of their time constraints should do. And I recorded my own lines that I will never share because I don't want to outshine our amazing vocal talent. You know, because I just, like, I could have done all the voices in here myself, but I just have such an amazing vocal presence. But I want to support creators. You know, I love voice actors, and I want them to shine. You know, I still needed to craft 2 backgrounds, like I did in the animatic. Wait, no. Well, in the animatic thing I did first, there was 3 backgrounds, but then I did 2 for this one. But I did 2 important ones for the first one. This one has okay, so I'm doing 2 now. There was 3 before, but 1 didn't really count. Like in this one I did 1, and it's kind of, it's just sort of, I don't know how to describe it. Like there's just one background that has to be kind of out of focus, and that's the easy kind. And then I did one that is very much in focus, the money shot, created for hype moments in aura. In this case, that background for for hype points was Denny's. Denny's specifically on 87th and Northern in Jackson Heights, New York. My vision for a lot of this series is to just sort of take real places and like go through New York and have a lot of the backgrounds just be places in New York that you would see, even though I don't live there. I just want it to feel as authentic to what the comics are going for in terms of how the world like should feel. Fun fact, a part of me making these was also just so I could work on my environment painting, or environmental painting, background painting, that old sort of thing, making scenes and creating sources of light and all this stuff. I haven't done much of it, especially cityscapes and streets, so this was kind of a first for me and was more of just a study of Denny's than anything else. I'm not really that great with just sort of coming up with a whole environment or something without it almost looking like an AI generated image. So I just, yeah, like as I said, I've been using this as an excuse to really study different environments and applied, like check out, oh my god, try to figure out how different lighting sources work within different scenes. I did a daytime and a night version for the whole Denny's environment shot, for the sake of the gag. But I ultimately went with the night shot just so it felt more connected to the first animatic, since it would all sort of be taking place in the evening. I think the whole episode would like start in the day, but it ends at night, and it's like quiet. The animation was also supposed to go on a little bit longer. Like I have a little bit more written down, but I decided no on that, just because I wanted to make things easier on myself, because again, it's just me doing all of this, and I'd really like to have other background painters and artists come on to help me. Alright, let's start here. I'll just start reading through these. Lickety-split. We'll start with non-spider web. I can't tell you how much I want this to be a real show. Out of curiosity, in your idea, would it be like Batman the Brave and the Bold, where Shulky would team up with a different hero every episode? Or would it be more like most superhero shows, focusing on Jen's solo career with occasional guest appearances from other heroes? It'd probably be more like the latter, just because there's a lot of characters that are in it and they just exist and are side characters. A big part of the show's identity is meant to feel as much as like the Marvel universe as possible. So superpowered characters are just side characters and characters you just see in the background. Like they're just supposed to be everywhere and it's supposed to feel like a non-big thing. I would say that the Spider-Man episode idea is more in line with how Brave and the Bold worked, just because he would only show up in that and then nowhere else. But you'd probably see him in the background. That would be the only one that even remotely focuses on him. Cyber Controller says, Spider Punch? Spider Kick? Spider Kiss? No, not in this video at all. But I do like a good Game Grumps reference, so thank you for saying that. That made my day. Fire Legend God asks, is that yellow jello he has? No, it's meant to be a bag of Denny's on one of his floaty orange ring things that he can make with his hands. If you're talking about Doctor Strange, that is. The boy Evian G says, is it bad I'm watching this at Denny's? No, I don't think that that's bad at all. I'm not a Denny's hater, I guess. I'm not the biggest fan of it, but I'm not a hater, because certain things can happen there that I find very impressive, like what None of Your Business 1679 says. I've been to Denny's before, pretty normal during the day, nothing out of the ordinary. At night, things get freaky. Once saw a guy come in wearing a full turkey costume, squeezes into one of the booths, and eats an entire stack of pancakes still wearing the costume. This was happening at 1 a.m. in April. Things like that is why I sort of love Denny's, but I will never be in one. I don't really do things at this hour or these hours, but I do love seeing people exercise their free will by eating at their local Denny's. Gabriel Red 6K asks, will you upload more videos like this? Yes, because I've uploaded 2 now, and I am going to do another one, which I think I said at some point in the beginning area. It's going to have 2 other characters in it. Might be a little bit more intensive, but that's kind of the point of these, is that I'm pushing myself to do good. So I hope that you guys will enjoy it. And yes, She-Hulk will be back in it. Alex FanFan9511 says, the obligatory Spider-Man episode. Good one. Is it weird I like this more vulnerable She-Hulk? I mean, I feel like I can connect with her better. No, it's not weird, because that's the point. You should connect with her. I feel like that's the beauty of the Marvel universe and the characters, is that they all have a certain capacity to them where we can relate to them, even if for some reason the comics themselves or the shows or the movies don't highlight what makes them feel relatable. They only want to do it to Spider-Man for some reason. But with her, I wanted to really highlight that. Her difficult feelings with her body and her self-image, insecurities about her career path and choices. Hopefully I'll get to push more of that and showcase more of this version of the character in the future. Mute Fan 31W says, why is Solid JJ such a good Spider-Man? I don't know, but I mean, I that's why I asked him. He sounds great. Edward Bow 4666 says, what comic is this from?
Again, I've said this a good handful of times. It's not from anything. The scene is completely just from my head and goes along with the vibes of the characters that I wanted to portray, which was a very jaded Spider-Man and very funky, fun, bubbly She-Hulk that's using it as a mask for insecurities. Oh my god. Official Thrag 467 asks, will there be a Hulk episode? I wasn't planning for it, Grand Regent, but I respect you immensely, and maybe I might have to. Moving on.
Whoa. Hi, Anthony Gramigula. Thank you so much. I like your video essays too.
Also, Mr. Jeffrey Landshark, I'm sorry, but I don't have anything planned for you in the future, not anytime soon. But just please be patient, Mr. Landshark. I'm sure we'll find some time for you to show up at one point.
All right, I'm going to get up and take care of my body. But before the video ends, Jen has a special announcement to make.
Hey cuties! Thanks for getting the channel to 10K so quickly. We really... What's that? They hit the second what now? Oh, I'm late at addressing this milestone? The channel's already well over 11K subs and still rising. I should stop repeating everything you're saying. Oh, got it. You're so right. Well, thanks anyway for supporting. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the videos, and ooh, definitely tip on Elle's Ko-Fi. We'd really like to hire extra help and fund our actors, which can only happen with help from you sweet tarts. All right, I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye!